Where would we be without ENG or SNG? You could have the best story, you could have the best show put together, but if nobody actually sees it, that's a problem. Joyce Mitchell here now to introduce Sacramento's KCRA's satellite news gathering specialist, Dave Ramos. Dave makes sure that all of those important stories that you've worked for hours on makes it on the air across the country, and he does it with precision.
I think people just might be sick of seeing me, that's all. I have the honor today, I'm looking at my friend, of inducting my friend, my dear friend, into the Silver Circle. Yes, I think his daughter, his family, everybody is very, very proud of this man. I met Dave when I was a news producer. I was a line show producer at KCRA for many, many years, far too long. I think I produced the news far too long, 13 years. I don't think anybody should ever be a line show producer that long. Makes you crazy. And here I am, a little crazy. But Dave and I became fast friends because it takes a team to put on a newscast. I never did it by myself. I needed someone who was ready to roll when the stories were breaking and get that truck out there. When we got ENG, what a treat it was to not just have to say to the film department, is it soup yet? Bring it in, cut it, slap it on the air. Let's get it on the air. So we had ENG. We actually could do it instantly. And that was what a wonderful, wonderful thing. And Dave Ramos and I became very good friends. We both worked the swing shift. And when you work the swing shift, what else do you do when you get off work at night? Well, we had what we called bubble offs. We would go out and we would compete to see who could buy the cheapest champagne that tasted the best. And then, of course, there were three of us, so we'd have to drink 3 bottles of it that night. And then we would vote. And I know champagne is from the region of Champagne and all of that, but we didn't know in those days. We had a blast. And what I learned about Dave is that he always delivered. When I said, oh my God, can you get there? Do you think you can do it? He goes, I got you covered. I'm going to get it done. And he never failed me. He always did the very best he could. And the man has integrity in the field. He has determination. He likes to keep his cables pretty clean. He doesn't like them to get dirty, and I respect that too. Humble, understated. And when he received word of this induction, he was so surprised. And this is a business of egos, I would say. There are some egos in this industry. I run into them every once in a while. Not in this room, and not in this room, of course. The egos are put to really good use if they're in this room. But he didn't have a big ego. He just wanted to get the job done and help tell the story. And what a wonderful, wonderful joy it has been. Again, if the story is told and no one sees it, if the talent's on the other side and no one sees that talent, we haven't done our jobs. And without an ENG, and then he moved into SNG, Satellite News Gathering, he's been all over the country. From floods in Texas, he drives that big truck, to Super Bowls, to all these events, and strings the cable. He gets there and he looks for the best location. My wonderful, wonderful friend, colleague, Dave Ramos. Let's take a look, and thank you to Mike Domalog for this video also.
Well, I have a bachelor's degree in mass communications, not electronics necessarily, so I've learned everything from somebody else.
He looked for ways to improve the job and look for easier ways to do it.
Point-to-point microwave trucks. We have 2 satellite trucks.
To do what Dave does, it takes a guy with iron pants that's willing to go out there and spend 2 days on a job without sleep.
I wanted to run the satellite truck when I saw the satellite truck. So being able to adjust and change what you know and your knowledge, always wanting to learn more.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the spacious and beautiful Pebble Beach Lodge, if you will. And we have seen some celebrities. Why, I've personally seen Gerald Ford, Jack Nicklaus, Craig Statler.
Can you make anything out of a paper clip and a pocket knife?
Listen, I can make a transponder out of a tampon.
So it can be tense. So if you can have a little humor and make your job more fun, have a little bit of humor in it.
I'm sure Dave's had many MacGyver moments out in the field, either helping people get the news on the air or getting them what you need just to make it work.
I didn't really care that much about call letters when you're out in the field. You're all kind of, you have the same goal. Let's get this thing on the air.
Thank you, Dave.
There were times when our satellite truck wouldn't work and you'd come on over and help get it running. Same thing with us, with you guys. It was always a good relationship out in the field.
First one's an over, second one is an under.
Join Dave and off we go.
I've seen a lot of things, some good, some bad, some fun. I've been to Super Bowls, I've been to Olympics, I've been to riots, death, mayhem, been shot at. It's been quite a ride.
7 months pregnant with my daughter Jillian, and Dave had been gone to the fires in Grass Valley for about 3 weeks. And he came back and he said, well, I got some good news and bad news. I go, well, what's the good news? He goes, well, I'm done with the fires. He goes, but the bad news is I've got to drive to Hurricane Gilbert. So off he went to Texas.
And she said, no again. And I said, well, I have to. There's no choice. And she kind of got used to that, I guess. I've traveled to almost all the Central America countries, working on a team that digs freshwater wells for people that, for people that don't have fresh water, something that we take for granted. At the end of the period of time that we're digging this well, the community has always have watched us the whole time. It's just a tremendous amount of gratification in their faces that I see. At the end of the day, I was enjoying what I'm doing, and I enjoyed the people I work with. I can really never remember somebody that I just did not want to work with. Being able to be personable, being able to wanting to help people. I think I'm a giving kind of person, so it was never enough for me. I wanted everybody to be happy. Thank you. I think this vindicates me with my family. I've always told them I'm a kind of pretty big deal. Thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Joyce. A special thank you to Mike Domalog, who wasn't able to make it here today. And of course, that video, I gotta hire that guy. And thank you to the Academy for thinking I'm worthy of being inducted into the Distinguished Silver Circle. Thankfulness, being thankful, showing gratitude, lifting people up with a thank you is healthy. It's also important to take stock of what we are thankful for. In positive psychological research, thankfulness is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Thankfulness helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experience, and improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. So why all this thankful talk? I decided to look back at my career with an eye towards things, people, and events that I am thankful for. First, I'm thankful for my wife, Debbie, and my children, Zach and Jillian. As you know, the television industry is a 24-hour, 365-day industry, and there are times that I was doing news and not doing family things. I'm forever grateful for them and my grandson, Xander, and my other significant family members who are here today. And also I have 3 high school friends who decided to come from Sequoia High School, class of '68. Anyway. I'm also thankful for Ronald Reagan, then governor of California. See, I was a sociology major, and Reagan was slashing programs that would have been potential future employment. So I switched to mass communications with an emphasis on broadcasting. I'm thankful upon graduation I went back to technical school and obtained my first-class radio telephone license, which enabled me to get my first television job way back in 1974. I'm thankful for working in the earlier part of my career with coworkers who were the first generation television people who worked in the 50s and 60s when television was becoming of age. The knowledge and the instruction they gave to me was instrumental in shaping my work ethic. I'm thankful to have worked at legacy television stations. My first station, KHSL TV in Chico, was one of the first stations licensed after the FCC freeze in 1953. I'm thankful to have continued my career at KCRA and another legacy station in 1983. The history of KCRA is legendary, and its owner, the Kelly family, with their unbridled vision for news is unmatched. With KCRA, I've had the opportunity to work with cutting-edge technology and to be on the front lines of many major news events in Sacramento and in many parts of the country. That same vision for KCRA continued when the Hearst Corporation acquired it in 1999. I'm thankful for being mentored by such people as Fred Harris, who you saw in my video. Fred took the time to introduce me to the operation of the satellite truck and satellite truck news gathering. I'm thankful for many places, events, and people that television news has brought to me. Some of the best friendships are those that have been cultivated while on news stories. There's a special bond between folks in the field when we meet on stories. I have friends that I know from the Oakland Hills fire, the '96 Olympics in Atlanta, to the Scott Peterson trial in Redwood City. I hope that I've had an influence in a positive way on those that I've worked with and trained. In closing, I urge you to take stock occasionally in all that you are thankful for. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Dave, everyone.